Welcome back to Lab Cyber. Now, today's story is going to be from the world of insider threats. And one thing I've always said is that out of all the different types of threats out there, whether it's threats from black hats, cyber criminals, malware, phishing links, ransomware, and so on, the most dangerous threats are the ones from insiders. And by an insider, of course, I'm talking about an employee, somebody who works for the company. And the reason is very, very simple. They already have access to the company's network, computers, systems, files, and so on. So the kinds of threats these guys pose is on a whole different level entirely. Now, this story involves a company called Eaton Manufacturing. Apparently, they're a huge multinational company. They are involved in electrical services, I believe electrical and industrial services. They happen to have a developer who goes by the name of Davis Liu. Now, this is one of the images I found for the developer. I don't know if the real life Davis Liu looks like this. This is an AI generated image of Davis Liu. I couldn't find his real picture online, but let's just assume this is the guy. Okay, this is Davis Liu. Now, this guy did some very, very, very naughty things. So I'm going to read the story from CSO Online. But before I get to it, if you're new here to the channel, welcome to Lab Cyber. My name is Alex. I cover stories around AI, cybersecurity. So if you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. So I'm going to read from the CSO Online website, and it says that a software developer who launched disruptive logic bombs inside his employer's network as an act of revenge has been sentenced to 4 years in prison by an Ohio court. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, 55-year-old Chinese national Davis Liu was unhappy that a 2018 reorganization by electrical manufacturing company Eaton Corporation had resulted in his demotion from senior developer. So basically, this guy, Davis Liu, he had been working at the company for close to 10 years. And back in 2018, I'm guessing due to some company restructuring or whatever, he basically got a demotion. Now, he started to fear that eventually he will get the sack, his time would be up, and rather than spend the time to maybe try to improve his standing within the company, or maybe start polishing his resume and look for jobs elsewhere in other companies, he started to plan his revenge. He ended up writing a lot of malicious code into the company's databases and servers. And basically, he created a logic bomb that was designed to activate the moment he was sacked. So this logic bomb ended up deleting so many internal profiles. And it also created several loops within the company's servers. So the servers kept getting inundated with so many requests. So basically, the company's servers ended up not working for a very long period of time. And to make things even more interesting, this guy, he created basically a code to check to see if his Active Directory link was still active. And if it was no longer active, it should go ahead to disable every other Active Directory user's account. In fact, he named the kill switch code to be is DLE enabled in AD. It's right here. So basically, it says is Davis Liu DL, his initials, is Davis Liu enabled in AD. And if Davis Liu was no longer enabled, then go ahead and lock out every other user from the Active Directory. So basically, this logic bomb caused a lot of devastation, a lot of disruption, and it ended up costing the company hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost revenue. And because of this, he ended up getting 4 years in prison. Now, what makes this story even more bizarre is the fact that this guy made no attempt whatsoever to hide his involvement. It's almost like he wanted the company to know that he was the one who actually carried out these attacks. Again, the mere fact that he went ahead to name the kill switch code is DL enabled, that pretty much is him giving himself away, saying, hey, look, I did it, do your worst. And he ended up getting 4 years in prison as a result. So a very, very crazy story from the world of insider threats. And one question you might have here is that, is there anything that Eaton Corporation could have done to prevent this attack from being carried out? I will say yes. Even though insider threats are typically very, very hard to detect, in this particular scenario, in this particular case involving Mr. Davis Liu, there's a lot of things Eaton Corporation could have done, but I'm going to give you two major ones. First of all, there needs to be some sort of peer review before any kind of code can be injected to the production. So what happened here was that Davis Liu, he was able to create this logic bomb because he had full autonomy. Because being a senior developer, he was able to simply add whatever code that he wanted to the company's databases, the servers, and there was no one around to confirm that the code he was adding was actually non-malicious, was actually good code. So because he had full autonomy, he was able to create this logic bomb. Now, under normal circumstances, okay, companies, before code can be injected into the database or into the servers, there needs to be a peer review. Basically, another developer, at least one other developer, needs to make sure that the code being written is actually safe and has no, there are no malicious intent behind that code. Davis Liu, in this scenario, he had full autonomy and he was able to create his logic bomb as a result. The second thing Eaton Corporation could have done is to make sure that before firing this guy, they should have done some sort of a code audit. Make sure that he hadn't left anything, surprising, any surprises in the production database. They did not do that. They simply fired Davis Liu and that was it. Now, to be fair, stories like this they do happen, but it's not common, okay? It's rare. And I don't blame Eaton Corporation for not expecting this guy to go to such great lengths to do so much damage. Obviously, they fired many people before. Davis Liu isn't the first developer they fired. So they thought, okay, this is just going to be a simple, firing. We're going to thank this guy for everything he's done for us and he will go away in peace. But this guy had other thoughts in mind, apparently. So I can't really blame Eaton Corporation for not running an audit code review first before firing him. But I'm pretty sure now, moving forward, before they fire any more of the developers, they will make sure that they run a proper code review and audit before firing such a developer. So that's it for today's story from the world of insider threats. Again, the kinds of damages that insider threats can cause on a company can be very, very severe, and it gets far worse when the insiders are your developers or members of your cybersecurity team. The amount of damage they can do is very, very significant. But that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Share the video with anyone whom you feel might benefit from it. And of course, again, if you're new here to the channel, welcome to Lab 7. My name is Alex. I cover stories around the world of AI, cybersecurity. So if you do like content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you next time. Cheers.